Hello everyone. This is your girl Nala Ife coming to you for the Cancer season kickoff. I'm sorry that I had to reschedule everything, and I'm actually going to be posting this week videos for the month of July for all of the zodiac signs. We try to get these done before July 1st. Okay, I hope everyone is doing well. Now, I don't expect a huge crowd because I'm having to get everyone acquainted with reading nights. Okay. So I'm going to start off with a collective reading. Okay. And kind of an overview for us this Cancer season. So bear with me. I am off screen. Child, I am tired. I just got through um actually learning a new recipe. I'm trying to learn or perfect um baking certain types of sweets. Okay. Yes, you would think one thing over another, but no. It's kind of like I know that we need healthy choices, but we got to have something sweet in life. And so, child, is going to take another round. Okay. Take another round. I was trying to do my own version of eclairs, and nah. Nah, it's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna I'm sure it was something in the way that I made them, but they went flat as hell. And in me, I just can't. So if I can't perfect it, we just won't do it. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it again and see what we can get. So that's what I was doing before we got this in here to do the reading night. Hey there, BB. Hey there, Hayes Piper. Hey there, lovely Kai. How are y'all doing? Child, I was trying to do vanilla bean um, eclair. And when we took the class for making certain pastries, everything seemed to go really well. I'm sure I'm going to go back over. It's bothering me. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to have to try it again and see what happens. But today is my off day. I actually didn't take any appointments today. And so I'm feeling a little bit refreshed. Um, so tonight, hopefully, we can get through it. It won't be a long night because it is later in the day. So make sure you can get it in where you can fit in. Yes, BB. It was definitely a forethought. Okay, I'm gonna stick to. Maybe I should just stick to muffins and cupcakes. You know, A for effort. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so let's get it in. Let's do a general read. Okay, this is a general read for us all. Okay, our outlook for the month of July or Cancer season. Let's go ahead and see what that's about. Even though the salad I had today was bomb, okay? Yes, I did go in and do sliced rotisserie chicken, baby spinach, and arugula with with smoked, what is it? Smoked parmesan flaked. I like the flake, the large flakes, and a touch of blue cheese, not too much blue cheese dressing. It was actually phenomenal. So a little bit of boiled egg. It was actually really, really good. That was really good. So we had that. So anyhow, let's get into this. All right. So we have the Chariot, which is appropriate for, and I am off screen, so guys, I know, just bear with me. Okay. So we have the Chariot. We also have the Devil card. Okay. All right, it's some self-mastery needing to go on. The Nine of Cups, and then we also have the Star card. Okay, lots of healing, lots of mastery. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Release card. Okay, so what I want to say about this season going forward, there is a lot of things that are moving us to make needed actions. There's no way to escape it. Okay, there's literally no way to escape self mastery. A lot of us are going to be faced with the things that are holding us back, that our own personal bondage, especially the heart center. And it is going to be our responsibility in this time to unlock ourselves. This may be our views, okay, collectively, how we see the world, how the world, recognizing how the world sees us, and also recognizing our expectation for how we want to be seen, our status. I think the hardest thing this month coming up with the with Cancer season is to, the hardest thing are going to be the lessons and the things that let you know that you are responsible for all of the things that come into your life in some fashion. And a lot of people, that's very difficult, because when you think about, you know, if you're ever taken advantage of in your life or born into certain circumstances, you're like, well, that doesn't make sense because some people are just shitty. And that's true. However, I believe that we are elevating past our human condition. And what I mean by that is that we're starting to understand that there are generational curses, there are generational beliefs. DNA is alive. Okay. And what I mean by that is the experiences that are generational are in a way presented to you in your individual new life to finally answer or wrap up or end a chapter of the same story in certain events and circumstances by meeting the karma head on. So this is going to be a very karmic season. Okay, you're going to be asked to move forward irregardless. Maybe head first into your addictions, into the things that you and me do for comfort, things that we overindulge in, things that our addictions or or self entrapment. Okay, having to face that, and it may be having to face it with debauchery, getting lost in illusion and disillusionment, and then seeing how that manifests. What you dream will come true. And this season will teach you that, for good or for bad. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, it has the Release card, which is the Death card. Okay. And it's time to release an old story. Then we have Share the Love, Mending of the Heart, and we have Believe and Succeed and Take the Lead. A lot of this is going to require us to detach from outdated notions, what it means to be in this society, what it means to be in this world, what it means to make a difference, a real difference in your community, even in your family, down to yourself, starting first with yourself. This is a season where a lot of things can be accomplished. Those who are on the best side of this, or the side full of grace, almost touched by the angels themselves, are going to be the ones who are the realest with themselves, who are able to stand bare, naked, in full acceptance, releasing oneself from outdated notions. Oh, what does it mean for you to be a man? What does it mean for you to be a woman? What does it mean for you to be black? What does it mean for you to be white or any color? What does it mean for you to exist in your world as you came and as you are? What are your innate gifts? What is it that's wonderful about you that we don't see? What did you come here with that were gifts that are underdeveloped? Okay. And how can we develop them? Because the world needs that portion of you. Are you living for acceptance? Or are you accepted in your living? All of these things we're coming into with this Cancer season. So this is bound to, for some of us, drum up fears. It's bound to, again, allow us to go back into our cocoons. With the Devil card, it talks about being slave to one's addictions, slave to one's toxicity. But in a way, with this instant manifestation that comes from our thoughts and our actions, you are going to see, or we will see collectively, the immediate ramifications, for good or for bad, of our actions, in which one has no other choice but to go through the death process when we are seeing things that are undesirable. Because with the dreams coming true, is almost acknowledging that your best dreams can come true, but also, what about the self-created nightmares? Okay. So in a way, I think that it's very wise that we see the card detach. Because detaching doesn't mean that you fall out of love and that you no longer care. That's not what that means. It means when you are detaching, you are able to be in a sea or a whirlwind of change, and the very source energy, who you are, doesn't have to change because of the weather or the environment that's around you. The spirit itself that is propelling the physical body or the 3D avatar is not so attached to the 3D that the very spiritual DNA or spiritual matrix or makeup of the person changes with their environment. If anything, it gives you the power to change the environment or foster change in any environment that you go into. So this is I'm getting that this is the very first beginning to a series of changes that will be leading up to a mass awakening. Okay. Some of us, it's going to be very difficult to come out of negative patterns and beliefs, self-talk and environments. Okay. It's going to be very difficult. But for those who take the lead, who actually believe in themselves and allow the energy to flow, and they find balance, they won't have a problem with rebuilding. They find strength in the destruction, in the rebuilding effort, because there's something of fortitude with them. So if anything, this Cancer season, is going to teach you that if it's real, it can be rebuilt. Whether that's love relationships, friend relationships, jobs, money, resources. Almost like don't be afraid of destruction because you're strong enough for the rebuild. I know that sounds weird, but it's almost like when you're no longer afraid of falling, do you begin to fly? Not literally. Don't go jump off of a tall building and test that out. But I'm just saying. So worldwide, we may see events that completely, you think that you've seen something. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. There is going to be a great leveling that's going on. And in this, do not despair. Do not despair. Okay? What is the saying? Let me look it up really quick. There is going to be a great level. Wait a minute. I'm in my video. Hold on 1 second. What is the quote? What is the quote? What does it say? Philippians 4, verse 6 through 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ. Now, I'm not saying this, or I didn't mention that to give religious doctrine, to give favor to religious doctrine. But if anything, to demonstrate to you that these theories, these spells, which is what this is here. Finally, in Cancer season, your supplication, your portion provides you portion. So use this wisely. Use this very magical time wisely. If you are looking to be disillusioned, you shall be disillusioned. If you're looking for truth, you will be given truth. Okay? If you're looking for freedom, you'll be given the path to freedom. But either way it goes, you have to be prepared to receive. Okay? What this season is offering you. The gateway to the ancestors is open. Okay? Is what I'm channeling. We are dealing with the season of the Great Mother in a number 4 year. And there is a rise of the tide. There is a swelling of the tide that's coming in. Lots of raised emotions. And our more logical folk, the men folk sometimes, but the women folk too, are going to be very quick to point out and you may see this on news channels and talk radio or whatever it is that you listen to, where people are pointing out to you, the obvious misgivings and how of the news and fake news and you being disillusioned here and disillusioned there. But what you will notice is that really in that person's, in everyone's plight, there's an anger that they've been disillusioned. But we just talked about this. That sometimes your own naiveness, your own resolve is what primed you for the disillusionment in the first place. Are you angry at the forces that be? Or are you angry with yourself that you were not primed, prepped, and ready for a time that has been written about eons ago? Are you upset that you've come to understand your own iniquity? Are you worried about your mortality because you see life as only this one life? And is this why you cling on to your ideals, whether they are anti-feminine, anti-racial, uh, or whatever it is that comforts you? Are you holding on to these things because your magic can only take you so far? And she hasn't even begun to show you what she's made of, the goddess. She hasn't even begun to show you. This is just the tip of the iceberg, people. This great transition that we're going through is just the tip of the iceberg. And ultimately, at the end of this, what we do as we're getting ready for Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, is we come to find out how exactly we contributed to our own disillusionment and the disillusionment of others. You know, it's gathering up the pitchforks. There's a lot of people going to be running around here with pitchforks, but ultimately, you were a lot of people with that are screaming the loudest, bought into the hype the hardest. Like I was looking at some posts of different people that I follow, and I saw a post of, that were talking about, I guess, Nicki Minaj, and talking about her doing work with Tekashi 6ix9ine, and how, if you really care about Black Lives Matter, then how can you really support this person? And I found that interesting, right? Because if you go back into that same person's history, they were like a huge supporter of Tekashi 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj. And I bring it up not to shame people. I bring that up to show that those who are screaming the loudest for truth do so because they feel the most used and the most vulnerable and the most misled. So what I implore you to do is, it's not right or wrong. I actually agree with this person's rhetoric. And even though I'm in support of Nikki, I still agree with where they're coming from with this. But what I implore you to do in this time, not lead yourself to find a leader. We've done it as a society. Instead, it's about creating source energy within yourself and you contributing to the collective. Now, there's going to be some unrest for the next couple of years. Almost halfway through this decade we're about to enter into. And probably the whole decade. But what this brings us to is an understanding, okay, of how we delude ourselves in relationships, how we delude ourselves in our self-care, how we delude ourselves with our children, and then are surprised that our children reverberate things when they get old enough to do so. This brings that onus back onto oneself. This is not about making us feel shitty. If anything, this is about empowering you to empower the world around you, to foster the environment around you that gives you true healing. Okay? All right. So that's the message that I have going into Cancer season. These readings that we're going to be doing are going to touch a little bit deeper. There are going to be a lot of themes in this great season of the mother, okay? Whether people who are born with the Cancer energy do with it its potential is not my business. But what I will say is that if you do have Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer energy, you are very essential to the awakening. You choose if you want to be an artist of illusion. Okay? And understand that you beget the energy return in volumes, huge volumes. Cancer is a sign of wealth. Okay? It's a sign of wealth. Great wealth. The biggest thing that holds a person who holds strong Cancer energy back is the emotions. But the biggest thing that brings in the wealth are the emotions. It's all about how the energy is channeled and how it's used. It can be used to start wars. Is it that the United States is built? Shout out to Wanda Vance who's here. Shout out to you, to Wanda Vance, the content creator here on YouTube. Make sure you check her out. Cancer energy is an energy that's very, very strong, very vast. It can bestow wealth or destruction in one wave. And it was so interesting because about a week ago, I had this very weird dream. Honey, we were in like this recording. It was like a recording studio. Okay. And it was like a recording hall. So it wasn't a studio because there were other instruments. There were like rows of people in this studio. And it was music recording. People were writing music. I don't know exactly why I was there, but I was there. And there were a couple of major artists. And I think even Child Meg the Stallion was there. She was acting up and didn't want to take any direction. So that was weird, okay? Because I'm like, what the hell was that about? But neither here, those are just small details. What I found interesting is that as we were there in this like major hall that was like a recording studio or recording hall, like when I ran outside because there was like big commotion, I saw Meg Thee Stallion, and there was this big commotion outside. It was like we were in New York City, right? We were in New York City, and I know how it looks because from the short time that I was in New York, I tried to see as much as I could see, and I have a photographic memory, and whatever. So we go outside. I'm seeing the street. I'm like, okay, it's a street. It's a recording hall, whatever. She was acting up. I was like, honey, I'm over it because, I can't deal with other people's dramatics. All right. If you're going to either act right or you ain't going to act right. So anyway, so she was off to do whatever she was doing. And so I went back into the hall with these other artists. Okay. There were people who, it was very strange, different types of instruments. And next thing I know, you can feel the ground move, right? And then this big wave of water came crashing into this the knocking over chairs, over instruments, and the waves were so intense that the wave or the wave that was coming towards us swelled so high that it took us all under it. And so just like a baby, I stopped breathing underwater because that's what you're supposed to do, just in case I could swim my way out of it. Then, as soon as the wave came through and washed over, the wave rescinded. Okay, and I'm like, what? So as the water drained and went, it just went. I'm like, how does a recording studio that's on a city block, next thing you know, out of nowhere has a flash flood, and then within the flood there are huge waves, right? So I go to the back of the recording studio and I open up a door and I'm looking at the ocean at night, and the waves are crashing in from the ocean. I'm like, okay, so hello, we're in New York, we're in a recording studio, okay? There are waves that just knocked over the instruments and everything else. And I go to the very back of this hall, it's soaking wet, and I open the door and I'm looking at the ocean at night and the waves coming in from the ocean. And I just closed the door. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that right now. Boom, just like that. And I was like, oh God, if this is an indication of what Cancer season is like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. All I know is that ever since that dream, I've been drinking more water. So I'm going to say keep hydrated and keep very buoyant. Okay. There could be a lot of emotional changes in the music. Okay. A lot of things that we're coming to find out. A lot of messages. Okay, things that are very emotional tones. We may find old music. People, their songwriting is different. Okay, some people will hear the call for new artistry, and some people won't. Okay, if they don't, they're going to be yesterday's news. And in art imitates life. So me talking about music, don't think that this isn't a reflection of you. You are walking music, you're walking vibrations. So now is the time to express the true depth of your DNA, the true depth of your dreams. This is the time, if you are a poet, to write, to speak, express your art in all forms. Okay, this is a very powerful dream, and it came after a major tornado dream that I had, in which this is right before Cancer season. And listen, I'm a dreamer. Okay, so that's just what I do. Okay, so in this tornado dream, really quick, that was like the next day, the music, the waves and everything. The day before, it was a tornado dream in which everyone was running to go inside of the house. I'm on my balcony, and literally the skies are blue, and within 2.2 seconds, and I'm used to this being from Tennessee, I'm used to tornadoes, used to tornado sirens, and even seeing tornadoes on the way home, especially if we were traveling from Jackson, Tennessee to Memphis, Tennessee. I'm used to seeing tornadoes and what to do in a tornado. And so I don't know what came over me, but I'm sitting on the balcony and I'm watching the weather change, and I'm watching the air. If you're used to tornadoes, you're used to the air feeling like it's a weird staleness. There's no blowing air. It's almost like a vacuum. Okay, and you can smell a tornado. You can feel your ears, the pressure in the environment. Everything changes before a tornado. And normally this is very frightening. Okay. But for whatever reason, I would not go in the house. My mom, I can hear her, and she was calling for me, and I would not go in the house. I sat on that balcony and watched this major tornado that looked like it was the size of two football fields develop. And I saw it, and I even to the point where it brought a plane, like an airplane wing, to me. Like I could see it swirling around in a tornado, and I just allowed myself to go into it. It was crazy. It's like this tornado, and I just allowed myself to go into it. I'm not like, crazy as hell, because when I woke up I was like, what the fuck? But in my dreams, I'm so brave. I'm so brave in my dreams. But I'm just looking at this, and I'm like, wow. So there's something coming from the air. There's something happening in space, something that's flying over the skies that's changing the frequency. Not just 5G, but something that's propelling us. Okay, literally that sweeps us up. It was almost like being face to face with the power of Oya, and then being met with the power of Yemaya the next day. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And so this lets you know that nature is who chooses the seasons. The great mother is who hosts these seasons. And no matter what we do with our intellect, human intellect, our genius plans, if mother won't allow it or will shut the shit the fuck down, then that will be the final word. As beautiful as she is and as life-giving as she can also be as treacherous and destructive. Okay? You can't accept the one without the other. Okay? But it's just, I don't know, very majestic kind of energy that I've experienced here, and very odd because if you look at my patio and my back porch, it's impossible to see. I'm in Colorado too. It's impossible to see that kind of tornado or twister actually touch down. Not with everything that's blocking. It would not form in that way. Okay. But then again, I'm the same person who's dreaming about a flood in great swells of ocean water off of a New York City block. Very interesting. So anyhow, let's get into it. Hey there, Tiffany. Hey there, Queen of Water. Shout out to you. All right. Now, do we have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Did we have anyone who started because this is reading night, and so that's what we're doing. This is going to be per donation. Okay. This reading night. So if just let me know what's good. Okay. All right. And I got you, Miss Tawanda. All right. And Miss BB. Oh. Okay. So Tawanda, you get two readings. You get two readings. So I believe the first one, if you guys are looking at how you can jump in on the readings, I have PayPal and I also have Cash App. My PayPal is innerelement.tarot@gmail.com. And my Cash App is $inner element tarot. Okay, both should produce my lovely image or the image of my company. And that's how you can contribute. Any donation allows for a question. And Mr. Wanda has two questions, and we have an additional shout out to BB sponsored reading. Okay, we have an additional sponsored reading. So, Miss BB, I'm going to leave you to choose who that additional sponsored reading goes for. Okay, Mr. Wanda, you asked me what does Cancer season have in store for you? Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, you have the Two of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, The Two of Swords. So this may be a time, okay, trust. You're given trust. Okay, shine and reach out. This is a time to wonder. Emotionally, do not fall into the hype. If anything, I want you to face the tornado. Okay? I want you to face the tornado. It's coming anyway. Okay? Um, this is a very cerebral time, and happy birthday to you, Tawanda. Very cerebral time for you to go into. This is a time in which you want to look deeply at your dreams and at your thoughts and become cognizant of your thoughts. There's a lot of downloads that you're going to be getting from the sun. You do need to spend some time in the sun because it's indicated that the sun needs to shine on your head. Okay, it's very strange, but you're getting a lot of themes here of unlocking one's thoughts. And that's probably what I'm getting with the sun shining on the head. It's almost like unlocking your thoughts, okay, to allow yourself to trust. This season is if you're worried about any type of external thing, because we're not in a personal reading, so I'm just gonna, and I'm gonna say this: if you are worried about any type of external need not being met, stop that, because it's creating the reality. You're very strong manifester right now. Very strong manifester right now. Whatever you get into bouts of negative thoughts, have someone or something on speed dial or quick to break you out of the thoughts. Okay, you want to because this is a huge manifestation. New opportunities. You may decide to finally make a choice to move in the next year. You may not move in this month, but you may decide to move, physically move. Okay, because you like the opportunities elsewhere. Okay, there may be opportunities for you to meet new people that will be coming in. Those are the messages here. And instead of being your norm, they may be different than what you normally hang around, is what I'm getting. But they're the right people that you need to be around. They provide the right like resources or the right energy that helps activate something in you that's new. Almost. Okay. There's a lot of healing, that like a lot of what I'm getting here, a lot of breaking of old chains and paradigms. Okay. There's freedom, but you may be afraid of it at first. You may be afraid of it. If you have anyone who's coming to you in argument, shut them down immediately. You don't have time for it, because your words could actually kill. Like your words could actually fuck somebody up right now. I think that you're unlocking new abilities from your ancestors is what I'm getting. You're unlocking more psychic ability, but your words are magic right now. So the things that come out your mouth, they're potent. Okay, it's like you're a walking spell. Okay, so just be careful to not be agitated by the ignorance of people. Okay, because you carry I can't think of the name of it. um the people who practice, I believe, abia. I could be saying abia. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, so please forgive my ignorance. They have a name for it. It's like a gift where whatever you speak comes into existence. So even when you're frustrated, like, watch what you're saying, because you're being told to breathe before you make any snap judgments. Okay, let me go and get my water, because I'm gonna do a second question for you. I get it. You said maybe that's why I try not to say too much to people. Well, yeah, if they don't get it, get the point that you're making, you can find another way to express it, or don't even express it. Sometimes by you not choosing to express, people get the message that you're not wasting time on them. And time is your biggest commodity, I'm being told right now. That's your biggest commodity, is your time. So even down to, it's not so much that you watch what you say, as much as it is you watch who you're saying it, who you're listening, and who you're speaking with. It's almost like, listen, I'm not going to police what I have to say, but if I feel as though the things that I have to say break me down to be able to say them, then I'm going to get away from what triggers me to say something or come out of character until I'm able to do so in a way that is, more befitting. It's almost like you're being forced to focus on your own self, and maybe even see some of your own power. Sometimes we have to know how destructive we are in order to reconstruct with that same power. So I'm not going to tell you to completely walk away from someone in an argument. Your word is very powerful, and if you need to make a point, and if you're saying something that could change a person's life or their thought process or how they're thinking, then that's definitely not a time to hold back. But if you know whatever you're going to say is only for ego, at least know that I'm finna fuck you up with what I'm finna say. And I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it like I'm saying something that's grand. I'm saying what you needed to hear. So I'm finna give you a verbal ass whooping that may manifest into a physical ass whooping through other means. Okay. So like whatever it is that you put into words and into writing is very potent for you at this time, Tawanda. Very potent. Okay. Yeah, some people are just too much. They are. They are. They are. Give me just one moment. I'm going to come back to the table, and then if you have another question, Mr. Wanda, I want you to post that because you got 2 questions for your birthday, baby. Okay, and I got your message here. Thank you, and I will get you in just a second. Give me a moment, guys. Let me get some water. Okay. Okay. Your girl is back. All right. So what we got? Okay. So Wanda says my second question is fulfilling my life purpose connected to my divine life partner. Let's take a look. That could be that difficult person that I saw you meeting. Hold on a second. Mm. Yes, God. All right. So let's take a look at this. If you guys ever like high pH water and you drink, I think I told you guys about the 7-Eleven water, but Whole Foods has the 24 and I think it's like 33 and also 50 ounce waters. They have the electrolyte water for like $1.40, and they have the high pH. I think it's like 9, like pH 9. Water for like 139, like on the cheap. So like I bought a whole bunch of, like a whole, like what do you call those, milk crates of the water, of the electrolyte water, just to have stuff to have on the go. Even though we have the Berkey filter, it's just nice to have it sometimes. But yeah, if you're a person who wants to drink a higher quality water, if you're going to be on the go, you want it to be bottled, Amazon or Whole Foods, they have the waters, huge bottles of water for like $1.30, $1.50, and you order it off of like Amazon Prime now, and it like ships and comes to your house within 2 or 3 hours. It's awesome. So I just thought some people would need to know that. But let's look at this. Let's see if your life partner is connected to your destiny. We have embrace, trust, and change your focus, lead, and then balance. Okay, so if anything, you may the immediate thing I got from this, Tawanda, and just came to me just immediate, it's almost like if you're waiting for the partner, right, to be a part of your destiny, that's the wrong outlook. That's the wrong outlook. You are the destiny of your partner. I hope that makes sense. Like, it's not even a destiny. It's not. It's because you and your partner's life paths are, or your goals, or not goals, spiritual goals and jobs, or your destiny paths are going to be different. Okay, so it's not going to be like, I think, a lot of people, and especially, I mean, us spiritualists are partially responsible for this, but we like to believe that our, like, nature in life is our relationship, and together we will conquer the world. And quite frankly, that's illusional. It's it's this, like, not what you're asking. I'm saying the outlook that we have is delusional. To be quite honest with you, the world is so vast, and there's so many different layers and levels to the world, that literally your job and your purpose and your destiny is yours alone. Now, your partner, interesting enough, it almost feels as though you bring them into awareness of themselves and their higher calling. They are not your purpose. You are not their purpose, but together you're able to activate something within each other that allows for you to meet Dharma in this lifetime, if that makes any sense. It's like a focus change. Some people, they feel as though they can't make the changes until they have a partner. And the truth be told is that you should be fully operational in your branding of the life that you want to live before you meet your partner. Like, you don't have to be anything, but you most certainly are quicker to meet someone at that same frequency and at your same level, even if they're doing something different, while you're exercising or expressing yourself in that frequency, if that makes any sense. You will attract to you, it feels like a boss-like figure, okay, a person who, has the leadership quality. You will be the female version of them. There is a true balance to the relationship that you are manifesting. And it's not like you're manifesting a mannequin man or someone, but you're manifesting or fostering an environment to where you can experience your relationship with an equal. Okay. But on this, you're not in the front lines. Okay, you're not on the front lines of the relationship. If anything, it's not that you guys make each other better, but you do. It's like you do in some ways, because by you meeting this person, or by them meeting you, their destiny or their awareness of self becomes crystal clear to them, and they're able to fulfill their family's wishes, or their wishes of their DNA as their progeny, because they've come into contact with you. So it's not so much that you fulfill your life's journey with this partner, but by partnering, you empower them to fulfill their journey. You unlock another thing in them. Okay, so you truly would be a goddess to this person. It's the way it presents itself. And as long as you don't forget that, then you will be treated like the goddess that you are. I think that a lot of times, this is for other women who may be listening, is that the moment that you become a servant, you have stepped out of your goddesshood. A goddess does serve her people or her person, but she's not a servant in that sense. Okay? And so an offering definitely must be presented to a goddess in order to get her to work on your behalf. You understand? You don't come empty-handed. So with that, I do see you meeting this person. Like I said, this person is very, I feel like they're probably like, I don't know why I'm getting the idea of a man who is about 6'2", 6'1". He's a stocky kind of body shape, kind of guy. He probably used to play football when he was in high school, in college potentially. He could have a blue collar job or a blue collar to white collar job. You know what I mean? Where it may have started out blue collar. And blue collar doesn't denote, or white collar doesn't denote salary, because quite frankly, there are plumbers who are blue collar who earn more money per year than some people who are sitting in an office as a land engineer. Okay. So it's just to denote the type of work, okay, more physical work. This person could be their own business owner, and they could be, someone who works with their hands, who it requires physical strength. This person is the type of person who is a simple man. He doesn't, require a lot, but he does, like, he wants to know that there's more. Okay, what will draw him to the conversation is going to be your esoteric knowledge, because a lot of people talk about karma and spirituality. Oh, I'm a spiritual person, but you couldn't, outside of that and outside of the trend, they really couldn't talk about esoteric or occult topics, and they wouldn't be able to break down simple Bible practice, Bible verses, so that people can understand that it's a book of manifestations and spells, as opposed to just some doctrine to live by. Okay, there are doctrines in there to live by, but it's actual spell work that's there. So it's like you are the gateway for this person that you are attracting and or manifesting, and there's new vitality. Okay, this could be a long-term relationship that you attract to you. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to come in this season. What I'm saying is, overall, the person that you may end up in a long-term relationship with have these attributes, if that makes sense. You know? So that's what I see, Mama. That's what I see, Mama Sita. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So I got Hayes Piper. Thank you, Hunty. And then we have BB put something in there for us. All right. So who we have up? We have Hayes Piper. So I hope that helps, Mr. Wonder Girl, because I feel like you got this in the bag right here. This is in the bag. I like to put my I'm so weird. I'm so OCD on the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't you find yourself, does anyone find themselves being OCD on the weirdest shit, but can't organize other shit that matters? Like, what's the point? But anyway, I like to get my water to freezing because I like it to create its own ice. So, like, I don't know. It's like I like it to have its own ice in it. And I sit here and I eat the ice. It's weird. All right. Thank you, Tawanda. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it did. And well, let me ask. Hey, it's Piper. Go ahead and put your question in there, my love. And thank you. I can't get anything together, child. Not right now, at least. Not right now. I'm trying to move stuff around. Can't find nothing, child. It's crazy. Anyway. You say, Hayes Piper says, do you see me moving into another home this year? I'm clashing with family member now. Okay. Let's pull out a different set of cards. I'm going to use for those who are tarot enthusiasts, I'm going to be using the After Tarot. Okay. And y'all like, bitch, it's a black screen, so like, why is you telling us? But I don't know. I just feel like I should say that, you know? I just feel like I should. I do. So let's see. You have the Six of Pentacles, the King of Cups, King of Wands, okay, and the Seven of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm gonna say this right here. Hayes Piper, we finna go in, baby. We finna go in. I want you to start working on your finances. Okay? I want you to start working on your finances so that it is doable. We're gonna have to do this in stages, okay? We're going to have to do this in stages. And the reason why I say that is I feel like the fighting and the infighting can get worse as the frustrations are mounting, okay? It's almost as if you're having a war with like clash of egos in the home, and it's and I get it. I get it. What I'm going to need you to do, okay, is you're going to need a little bit of assistance, because we know that arguments and fights lead to poverty, because it discourages us from thinking outside the box, okay? But I want you to think outside the box. Whatever you can do to bring in more income while you are in this situation, even if it means that you are out the house even more, I want you to focus on that. Because if you don't focus on that, then it goes to arguments to where you can't be there, and then you're in circumstances that just are unproductive. Okay, you are going to have to in this situation right now, if you were to move right now at this moment, it would be incredibly expensive because of the rental payments. Some people aren't able to it's something about it being to where you feel like you're out, like you are, like it make you feel hopeless and helpless, and that is not the truth. Or potentially, if you were to move out at this moment and you find something, yes, it would be affordable, but you may have major pest control issues, okay, or something that you sign into that you weren't like, it would just be a burden. At the time, it is not the right time. But the right thing for you, and the right time will come up. But if you were to proceed with it at this moment, you may be met with a lot of resistance. And the biggest resistance that I'm seeing is financial. So when I see it as financial, then I'm going to say that that's going to be where you want to focus things. I know that this is tiring, but you have to get your money up. It's almost as if spiritually, this may be taking place in order to bottom you out in a way to where you feel like, you know what, fuck it. What do I have to lose? I might as well invest this way. I might as well do this particular gig. I might as well take up this particular job because doing this is a no go. I can no longer stay in the same position that I'm in. Okay. Um, this may require you again. Whatever you do, it's about bringing in extra income than what you normally do. You want to try to earn you an extra 10 to 15%. Okay. What then happens thereafter is that it looks like it's going to be September. September is when you would want to move. If you move now, it's too much. And you will find yourself in a juxtaposed position. Okay. I would say wait until September. Please wait until September before you move in, because I feel like by September going into October, you will have had your bearings, and at this point you will be more confident. The rental prices will be fair, and people will be back on their feet, so that landlords don't have to charge the string to people who can pay their rent, because there are so many people affected by COVID-19, about the lack of work, that can't pay their rent. So there's that situation. But then it's another situation in the income. In the income, there's a drastic need of change. Your ability to do so will be here. If you need to look out for another job, then don't feel as though you can't accomplish that, because whenever we see the issue being financial, if there's an issue, there's always a solution to a problem. There's never a problem without a solution. So if spirit shows me that the issue is financial, then there's an opportunity for you to improve this, and you must embark on that first before making the investment to move out. That's how I'm going to give it up here. It looks like it will be September going into October before you move. You may even decide to start putting things into storage. Okay. Even purchasing things for your home and placing it in storage come the end of July going into August, and make this the smoothest transition. But I wouldn't move anytime sooner. If you can hold out, until that period of time, please do that. But yeah, you will. Yeah, I see you being able to have the money. Yep, it's gonna be Virgo season. That's when the offers come in. That's when the finances to work out. Yeah, yeah. You are so welcome. Thank you, Hayes Piper. Thank you for the question, and thank you for participating. But what I'm seeing here again, if you move out right now, nope, don't do it. Go for the work. Go for the work experience. The It will move in your favor. It will give you at least a 10 to 15% bump in your income. And that 10 to 15% bump in your income is what you need to feel safe in finding the type of home that you want to live in. Okay. But this, do not limit yourself. Okay. Do not limit yourself. I would also start to do some spiritual work in at home. Okay. So they can calm the energies down. It's nothing like a good invocation of spirit. and of your ancestors to deal with some people or circumstances or situations, so in a way to where it can cut the fighting down, cut all the issues down so that you can live and work. Okay. I would definitely implore you to do some spiritual work. I don't care if it's a simple white candle, it's a plate of food, a glass of water, and a shot glass of rum. Okay. But you need to make a small offering to kind of calm situations down in the home environment so that you can then think and measure out your next moves. And it gives you at least 2 or 3 months of direction uh, to get yourself out of the circumstance. And I think that you'll be so much more happier if you wait as well. Okay? A lot less stress. Yeah, you call your ancestors on them. Make sure that you are feeding your ancestors because in this time they are working overtime. Okay, so make sure you are feeding them. Take a little bit of the liquor, to your mouth and blow it out in 3 directions around you when you're serving them OT or liquor. Okay, blow it out in 3 directions to feed them the spirit. Okay, and give them if there's an ancestor who anything, whether it's some black eyed peas and a piece of hot water cornbread, baby, a piece of fried fish, fried catfish or something. You know what I'm saying? Put a little hot sauce on it if they southern, throw a little hot sauce on it. Little piece of this on a saucer. Set that saucer on there with their candle and just show them love, but give them enough energy, earth energy or earthbound 3D energy for them to work on your behalf. Okay. But yes, honey, you call on them and you make it a point. And when you pray, or you say your invocation, when you talk to your ancestors, you tell them straight out exactly what it is that's bothering you. Okay. And what you need. And you sit back and let them do the work. Okay. They will. All right, Miss Lovely Kai, are you here, sweetheart? And will you post your question for me? I'm sorry. I went into Hayes Piper's question and I just really wanted, to really bring it home. You know, it's almost to availability, maybe where you would have to move. There's something that's just telling you to not make that decision too. And there's a lot of upsetness around because of decisions other people have made. Somebody's spirits are offended that you are not affected by their energy. Hey, it's Piper. I'm just waiting on Miss Lovely Kai to post her question. And somebody's spirit is offended that they can't push your buttons. And that's definitely who you want to be specific to your ancestors about, because whoever's walking with that person and whoever's walking with that person, they're bothering you. It's uncalled and it's unjust. Do not be afraid. That's another thing, y'all. Do not be afraid to call spiritual justice. If some shit is not just, then that should empower you to send that energy right back where it came from. When you're being unfairly targeted, use the spiritual justice system. Okay? Hell, you might be able to steal their spirits and turn their spirits on them. I'm just saying. Oh, thank you for that, BB and Lovely Kai. I see that. General future, please, moving towards any, okay, on something more positive. Okay. Okay. They are definitely telling you have the Hermit card, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Wands. It is time to get go. You're tired of the mind games. I see it. Okay, Spirit. So we've laid down why she needs to go from this relationship. Okay. I get it. I get it. But tell us what else we got, Spirit. Have the Devil card, the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and okay, lovely Kai. It's okay if your relationships are not traditional. It's okay if they're not traditional, meaning that they don't have to be. Don't feel as though you're like one of the things that may limit you is the perfect relationship energy. Having it be perfect, it does not have to be perfect. However, it does not have to be Three's Company either. And that's what Spirit wants me to say. Is there is something that they want you to break out of as far as the outlook of your relationships, because those is something about that outlook attracts a certain type of man, and that certain type of man brings an energy that keeps messing with you and triggering you, and some of the abandonment issues that you have acquired from early dating as a young woman, that you're still dealing with this now. And you have exhausted yourself in a way. And this is what they want you to bring an end to. It's almost like some symbology. By you walking away from this situation, not letting this person, not staying with this person to where they have to then do something so awful that you then just have no other choice but to leave, but you leaving on your own. I'm not an advocate for breaking down relationships, but if the relationship is built on insecurities and it's not serving you and it's draining you, then stay within it is certainly a demonic experience, because it puts you, the reason why, I don't know why Spirit is answering your question this way, and I'm sorry, I'm going to throw another spread for you, but the reason why you must leave is by you being in this vulnerable state of being. It allows for you to have attached to you negative energy. This person that you with brings negative energy that they allow to attach to them. You fell in love, the person that you fell in love with is still there. It's that they so wide open to the world that they are easily swayable by the world, and they bring that into the relationship, which offers you no spiritual protection within this union. It's like the why behind the what or something. Why Spirit is showing me this. And they're also saying you have worked on yourself in such a fashion that you don't even vibrate in the same place. The reason why you feel a need to leave too is that you have become aware of yourself in such a way that the relationship naturally would end, because you guys don't feed each other. Like, you can't feed each other. Hey there, Tiki. Hey, babe. Beautiful braids, girl. Beautiful braids. I loved your hair. Much love to you. But lovely Kai, girl, it looks like you have done like incredible spiritual inventory, and also you grew up like we supposed to do. It's just unfortunately our counterparts don't seem to get the message until 10 years later, which is why some people advocate for dating older men, okay, because they kind of they've already went through a lot of those stages. But it's almost like the work that you've done on yourself does not allow for you to stay in a relationship. It is time. Okay. Let's see about the future. Let's see what all this brings us to. Yeah, because when I got the 10 of the devil, then the 10 of pentacles, then the 10 of swords, I'm sitting here like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute here. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's like, if you this relationship almost, it looks like you overcame some things because it made you feel like there's no need in me leaving because the next person I meet is going to be the same way, and that's a lie. It's almost like spirit is showing me that you have had thoughts before that kept you from leaving because you were so disappointed in your partner that it felt like everyone you would attract would treat you the same way. And that's not true. Not, demonizing your partner, but if you guys are of a different energy, then it's wise. It's the most loving thing you can do is to separate so that they can find what they need. But most importantly, you find what you need. You have the 8 of Wands. Okay. Now I'm going to say this right here. You will, as soon as you leave this relationship, it may be about 6 months before you feel like you want to start dating again. You may deal with some people, okay, but I don't see you actually. I feel like when you leave, you're still going to have to resolve some things with your partner, your current partner, because they won't take the separation very well. So it's almost as if, you leave them and then maybe a month or two goes by, and then this person just all of a sudden starts to act as though they need you. Okay. And in their mind, and in all due respect for them, in their mind they do. The problem is that they have an issue, and this comes from immaturity. They have an issue with taking it for granted once they feel safe in the relationship instead of keeping it mutually to where both parties feel safe. This person will stalk you. Okay. They will stalk you. So every time you meet someone, or they will find a way to know about your whereabouts. Okay. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, it looks like this person will stalk you a little bit, and they will play on your heartstrings. So if this person doesn't like to lose, and so the only cups that I have here is like how this person shows up, and that's the Knight of Cups, and then what they ultimately want. They feel that they want the 10 of Cups, but they don't know how to produce that. You want the 10 of Cups too, and this is why you're both attracted to each other. But this person is a burden on you. This won't be. I think that as you leave this relationship, it's going to linger for 6 months. It's going to linger. It's going to linger a little bit. Lovey Kai. So you have to be prepared for this right here. You got to really test out whether or not you're going to have to be prepared for this, because your resolve has to be strong, because this person right here does not want to be single. It's not just they don't want to be single. They don't want to see you go off away from them, because they feel, and this is my biggest thing, is I know it's like a lot of people find it they find it charming when a man says you make me happy or you are my happiness. But this is the problem. Oftentimes when people feel comfortable with their quote unquote happiness, they abuse it or they treat it as a second thought, because they can always come back home and get nurtured while they go out in the street and cast their bets and their money with things that don't matter, right? You don't want to be someone's whole life, because they will then treat you as if you are a possession to them. And if you are a possession, then you are not to be treated equally. Like when you get angry, you're being aggressive. Why are you being so aggressive? As if you don't have emotions. Okay, as if you're not ready to fight, as if you don't like to be mentally played with. But that's the thing, unfortunately, with our men, when they are low vibrational, they see us as objects that they put a coin in, and we're supposed to behave a certain kind of way, as if we're not complex in our behavior. Like come on, by proxy of being a woman, you can't contain my emotions. And since when are emotions negative? Emotions will let you know when you fucking with the wrong kind of shit. And a lot of the most logical people, it makes sense to them logically, but then they look around and they act like, I never knew this wasn't for me. Well, bitch, if your third eye was open and you picked up the vibes and you was in your emotions a little bit, then you probably would have understood that shit wasn't for you, or that chick wasn't worth your relationship, or your attitude. You're not competing with another man. I'm your woman. But your logic is what's got you out here looking like a whole fool and about to lose your girl. So I feel like when you walk away from this person, all sorts of shit, they gonna try to come to you with the, oh, I done moved on, got another chick, when really it's the same chick that they probably been fucking with. You know what I'm saying? It's a chick that's been lingering around since y'all was going together, but her ass ain't figured out her worth. So she lingers around hoping for acknowledgement from the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you go on, next thing you know, she supposed to be the queen, and she lived for them that fucking month of acknowledgement, okay? Not to encourage hate amongst our sisters, but some of our sisters really don't know how they be playing themselves and being used as a tool of domination. And as soon as the man gets the woman back, then he tosses the tool to the side. And she still ain't woke up to see that she's a whole tool. When God didn't make her that way. Ain't no God in it at all. God didn't birth you into this world to be subservient to someone. That is by choice, and you do it out of love, but not out of duty or role or position. You do it out of love and support. It's not a given, right? And I think that this man has taken you as a given, but he's going to be in for a rude awakening, because you don't have no fake person chasing you down. You got a real motherfucker who might be interested in taking you up and wanting to fuck with you, and your ex is not gonna be able to handle that shit. Mm. Well, that's his ass. That's his ass. I mean, you're a beautiful black woman. Beautiful. And yes, I say that because it has value in your relationship. And I think that he bought into the hype. He finna lose out on his girlfriend. Okay? I'm gonna say this right here. You won't have a problem finding another partner. The thing about it is that you gotta have enough strength to know why you leaving. Don't just leave just because you frustrated, because that's what causes the backsliding back into the relationship. You leave with a purpose, and you have and you know, like don't just do it because you're frustrated. That's not enough. You ain't got to stay in a situation at all. But what I'm saying is that if you know that you will let him in, then you got to come up with a better reason or a better resolve. You got good reasons, but a better resolve in you. Because as soon as you make that move, he gonna paint on some instant act right, and it can go either two ways. It could incredibly piss you off because that means that for the whole duration of your relationship he wasn't on his P's and Q's, or he's gonna act a whole fool with you, and either one should piss you off royally. Because it's like, well, you didn't do anything but piss me off even more. What did you expect? That I was gonna just break down and like servitude? Is it because you think that statistically I don't have options, that you can treat me like shit? Just because you can't see the divinity in yourself, how can in the fuck can you see the divinity in me? If you don't see the divinity in yourself, you will never see the divinity in me. Okay? So it's a long trek. I feel like as soon as you leave this person, you're gonna see changes with them. Does life get better? Possibly, but we have to be realistic. It sucks to break up with people, especially if we love them. And life just doesn't automatically become better, because then that says that you a whole lie. And I would like to believe that my girl Lovely Kai is not a lie. You are a very self-aware person. You know how you see those people who get on Instagram and shit, and as soon as they stop being friends or they break up with someone, they're like, oh, my life is so much better now. Now I'm like, you're full of shit, because while you was in that relationship that you actively put yourself into, then you actively were the reason why your life wasn't cool, because you chose, like, I think it's complete hypocrisy for people to act like my life's so much better and it's on track now because this person who I chose to be in a relationship with, a keywords I chose to stay in a relationship with, is no longer in it. The only time it truly gets better is if obviously there's no physical abuse, right? If this person is hurting you and physically abusing you, then yes, your life does get better. But then sometimes the depression sets in for people who experience abuse. And now they have to look back over, they have to heal. So if you do leave him and he has been abusing you emotionally and mentally, it is a must that you go. But I want you to invest in yourself and foster the most positive environment for you to heal whatever was in you that had you choose that type of partner. And the reason why is you don't have a problem attracting partners. But if you don't heal that issue, all you're going to do is manifest the same person in a different body with somebody else. If that makes any sense, you know? And I say that with all the love in the world, because at the end of the day, the universe is going to answer whatever you're asking for. And I don't see you having a problem meeting anybody. I really don't. I just am concerned about the why behind the what. Like, why that particular person over someone else. And I'm almost certain that you already know what I'm talking about. And this just gives you confirmation on what you want to work on. I'm not sure, Miss BB. I am not sure. I know you. We got your question up here. I don't know if anyone wants. We have one more. We have a sponsored reading, via Miss BB. And if you would like to get a reading, you probably want to make your presence known. Okay, because I'm going to read from Miss BB, and then we're gonna get on up out of here. That's right. That's right. BB, go ahead. Lovely Kai, let me know if you have any other questions, my love. Um, I would be happy to to break it down. He says, it makes sense. I need to find a healer to connect with. Thank you so much. That helped a lot. Exactly. I'm going to say this right now. Y'all be easy on the, even with the healers. Be easy with them because everybody's catching it right now. Everybody's catching a spiritual fade right now. Everybody's catching a fade. I don't care how spiritual you are or not. I watched a astrologer who I respect a hell of a lot, and he is struggling with the whole Trump situation, struggling because his core values are being attacked, right? And I respect him a whole lot. Like, he teaches Vedic astrology along with the Western connotations, but he kind of gives you the stories behind I can't think of his name right now. So I saw his post and I was like, damn, I thought you were like one of the most chill as individuals, but he's legitimately on here going the fuck off about Trump. And I can tell he's agitated. So that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, this season we coming into, I mean, I don't care if they was a, like, if they're a butterfly, you trust me that they will sting you like a bee. Okay, like, it's no go. Like, there's no, people have little to no fucking patience. This is the reason why I follow Tony Baker. If you guys if are on Instagram, follow all the All Deaf Digital comedians. I follow Tony Baker because he makes me fucking laugh every day, and I always, whenever his shit is funny, I post it to my Instagram feed. Okay, I follow that shit because everybody's taking it rough. Y'all, even my grandmama was about to hand somebody the clap clap. Like, and I got that term from this guy who does CNA. He does comedy. I can't think of his name right now, but he does comedy on YouTube as like a CNA, and he tells you how CNAs. Anyway, I find it funny just from listening to my family members who are nurses, right? I love his channel. But my grandma was about to hand out the clap clap to these folks at the dialysis center. And she almost gave me them clap claps too myself when I was coloring her hair the other day. Like, she was not going. This lady is every bit of 82 years old, sweet as pie. But she was about to serve everybody that clap clap. Like, she just wasn't having it. Her feelings, okay? Shit. Respect her feelings. Period. Yes, Hayes Piper says, I knew this cancer season was gonna be tough. Yes, honey. Those dreams let me know what time it was. You know, when your grandmama about to go upside your head, your sweet grandma. But I mean sweet. She's about to hand me those elderly clap claps, and that shit would have hurt my feelings. It would have hurt worse than a physical hit because based off of GP, that's my grandmama. So it would have hurt my feelings more than anything. So that's what would have made it worse. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that shit hurt. I was like, damn, let me make sure I do your shit right. The fuck? Baby, she was ornery the whole day. They pissed her off at dialysis, okay? And she was sparing nobody's fucking feelings. Nobody's. God damn. Have you ever had an 82-year-old backhand? The fuck that supposed to do to your ego and your person? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that for a moment. How often do my peers in my age group have to experience an 82-year-old backhand? You got to be a supreme asshole to be in a position outside of being a caretaker. I'm a caretaker, so anything goes, right? You know, she could have had a lot of issues and she just gave out them paps that day and I caught one. You know, that aside from there, how often would you see people in my age group experiencing backhands from 82-year-olds? It doesn't happen. Okay? Period. Thank you, BB. General purposes, she was handing them out. I guess she was over that shit. She said, the goddamn millennials. The fuck? give you this salad generation smackety spiggity spat out. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. That shit came out of nowhere. It hurt my feelings so bad. I was like, oh my God. Because I never seen her, you know what I'm saying? God damn. Anyway, BB, that's why my ass is in there trying to make eclairs and shit. I'm like, I'm finna make her happy. Because my mother's birthday is tomorrow. I'm like, we don't need all of this. Because when she gets upset, there's mass confusion in the whole house. So we don't need all of that, okay? I don't need that, okay? She be threatening to fall and shit, and I be like, bitch, I don't need that. And I ain't call my grandma a bitch, but this between me and y'all. I was like, listen, don't you orchestrate an elderly fall and scare the shit out of me. Don't you do that. Because I really believe, though, on some real shit, she know. Like, you know what I'm saying? She know exactly what to do to act a fucking fool with me. And what will get it. Like her, like clutching her chest, she know that's going to fuck us up. So it helps her get her way. You know what I'm saying? Or if she act like she going to fall, then everyone stops all the shit to make sure she ain't falling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that she knows how to work us. You know, it's genius. When I'm 80 some, 90 some, I'm gonna fuck with my children the same way too. Yes, the paps. Yes. Yes. Okay. Damn. I believe she know. Not know how to. I told her the other day, I said, fucking around with you, and I ain't say it that way because she would have gave me them paps, and I'm really not for that shit because that shit hurt my feelings. But I started to tell her, I said, you know, I'm gonna leave this earth before you do, dealing with this. And she just started laughing. She's like, girl, you being emotional, you being extra. She know the word extra, y'all. Done. I'm like, I'm so done with this. I am so done. I love my grandmama. I love her. Exactly. She sure do. Oh yeah, Hayes Piper, yeah. Oh, I'm surprised y'all haven't heard her. She pulled while we've been doing the reading, she pulled that shit on my mama. Just then, oh, I think I'm gonna fall. I just heard her. I saw she with the shits tonight. You need to go sit down somewhere. God damn it, you all this damn falling. Because if you don't know anything, if you're not a CNA or a nurse or you don't deal with elderly people, you don't understand that when they fall, that's a major thing. That's why, you know, when I saw that, you know, I don't know if this was rhetoric that was posted on the news to make us all gasp about that police officer who hit that 75-year-old man. When even in their best shape, they can still have brittle bones. If they fall the wrong way and break a hip, that's a life. That is the quality of their life. So they can't fall. Like, it ain't like me and you fall. Because listen, I swear to God, I fell the other day and I almost thought I lost my life. I felt my soul leave out my body, right? I was running into the kitchen and I tripped over the wire basket thing and bitch, whoop, it went up and I came down. You know what I'm saying? So that happened and I thought I almost lost my life. But I was able to withstand that fall. But older people, the whole point in all of this is that older people cannot fall because they don't have the same get back. And I thought I wasn't going to get back, but I did get back. But I'm just saying, can you imagine if it was like 40, if I was 40 or 50 years older? You know what I'm saying? Shit. And I'm chest heavy. That's how I got that shit from my grandmama. So I'm top heavy. That shit is brutal. So when she go to talk about some, oh, I'm a fall, everybody shut the fuck down. That's the word. Like, we like, oh, hell no. Shit. You up and walking. Anybody finna deal with this shit now? I gotta put you on my back. I'm not finna do all of that. Like, you need to, whatever you doing, we got you. For real. Thank you, y'all. What you say? Okay, ISO John says, I love my nana. She's very sassy too. I'm telling you. I know. Where is Queen Brit and Queen of Water? I don't know. Well, BB, go ahead and post your question. I don't know where them two sisters at. Okay, I don't know where them two sisters at. They normally be in here I guess they don't have no questions. I'm gonna do another reading night because I haven't properly introduced the reading night to everyone. That's why we don't have a lot of people asking questions. So I'm gonna do another one. If not next Sunday, the Sunday after. Okay, I'm gonna have to do one before my next braid appointment because y'all know I don't fuck with the internet when my head hurt for the first 2 or 3 days. I'm not fucking with the internet, period. You said, hey, as Piper said, my chest heavy too. I hope I don't fall. Baby, let me tell you. That shit was crazy. Y'all know those wire baskets. Y'all know those ones you put fruit and vegetables in. I must have hit that corner at the perfect 90-degree angle or some shit, and I slid right into that bitch. And then as I'm falling, because I fell out of fear, I didn't fall because nothing actually obstructed my ability. It was the sliding and the crashing and me just giving way and letting Jesus come and take the wheel that actually produced the fall. And then what hurts your feelings even more is that the wire baskets were attached to my skirt or my dress thing that I had on. So as I'm falling, the fucking oranges are rolling and I'm and the wire basket is attached to me and my ass. So even getting up was a bit of a fucking struggle. It was awful. It made me realize I need to work a lot harder so we can move into a larger space. So I'm not ripping and running through and running into these shits. And also, wire baskets are evil. You shouldn't have them. Okay, period. I think I just fell out of fear. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what the fuck was happening, you know? It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's my every day is some shit. It's some shit. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, but it just didn't end right. Okay, so you said okay. Well, thank you, BB. Well, BB, thank you. I will if you have something, hit me up. Okay. And I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And thank you guys for sitting here laughing with me. Okay. Thank you for spending time with your girl, showing me love and donating and allow me to read for you. Okay, and share my gift. I will be back with the readings for this month coming up for Cancer season for all 12 zodiacs and then also for the cuss signs. But I will specifically be back this time next week. If not Sunday, it'll be Monday, that following Monday, to do another reading night. Okay. I love y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and check out my family and get my life together. I don't know, y'all. After those eclairs, that let me know what my limits were in the kitchen. I mean, I'm not the best cook, but I'm a pretty decent cook. And when I saw the inflated and flatness and the rubberiness of those eclairs, it's like sweet rubber or whatever. Um, it hurt my feelings. Like I'm a sensitive bitch. Like I found out in my 30s that I was a sensitive bitch, and I'm very sensitive, and my feelings are very hurt. So thank you for letting me talk to you guys tonight and whatnot. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Wanda. Thank you, Hayes Piper. Thank you, Lovely Kind. Thank you so much, BB. Much love to everyone. And I will talk to you guys here soon. Peace.